Hello, today it's great to be coming to you from inside the Kandoo training. Now, I've just clicked onto the site and it's come up with this free 100 days, 100 steps. Have you got that yet? I do hope you do. What that is, it's a free 100-day email series. And I talk about all sorts of stuff and we get a really good discussion going on the blog as well. So people have been absolutely loving it. So much, in fact, that I've had to do the next 100 days, which is the same 100 days repeated, because people kept telling me I needed to have it again because I missed some and I didn't get a chance to respond to some. So you can, if you've already gone through the series, you can get it again in also. So here we are on the front page of the website. Now, I just want to have a little chat to you today about getting in and getting started, because a few people have written to me and say, oh, I don't really want to start yet because my horse is off lame or something's gone wrong or I don't have enough time or anything else like that. So I just want to assure you that, it is just a monthly subscription, or you can, of course, buy a whole year in advance, or you can get a lifetime subscription as well. And it's made at an affordable price so that people don't feel that they have to spend a fortune on it. Once you get in, you'll see there are hundreds of training videos, literally hundreds of videos, but they're set out in a way that is really accessible. And the whole resource is designed for you to be able to teach your own horse at home. So it's really designed for you so that you don't have to go out and get a trainer. And the problem with a lot of trainers is at the moment, horse trainers, that you have to send your horse away. So you really don't know what's going on with your horse. And also, if the trainer gets your horse to do something, perform in a certain way, that's actually no guarantee that you're going to be able to get your horse to do the same thing. So it's very important that you train your own horse so that you know that when things do go wrong, you know how to fix that. So once you get to this page, if you're then a member, you click on My Library, and that will take you into the main library there. I'm not logged in. There we go. And that will show you what courses you've got. So the main course is the horse training course at the moment. I'm currently revamping the Kandoo fitness course, which I'm really excited about, and I will tell you about that on Friday because I have some big news coming up for rider fitness. If you're interested in rider fitness, hang around and join me because it is going to be very big. But in the meantime, the horse training, I really feel even if your horse is out of work at the moment, you need to be planning what you're going to do with your horse. So it's no point waiting until your horse is ready and you've got the time, because the problem with not having enough time is that you're never going to have enough time. The time is never going to be perfect for you to say, oh, now I've got 6 weeks and I'm going to go and train my horse, or now I've got 3 hours a day and I'm going to go and train my horse. It's not going to happen. So I advise you to actually just start. Even if you start, look, this is $47 a month. That's a lot less than a cup of coffee a day, that's for sure. It really is very accessible. So get in, dive in, and start looking at the material. If let's say that you do that and you spend your $47 that month and you decide not to renew, let's say you think, oh, I don't like it, I'd much rather send my horse out to a trainer, I don't like it, then you can cancel and just join for 1 month. But in that month, you could have worked your way through so much of this wonderful foundation work, like just here, give to the bit. Now, this is such an important lesson. This teaches your horse all about relaxation and getting that horse into the bubble of communication, which is so vitally important. Whatever it is you want to do with your horse, if you want to go trail riding or if you want to show jump or whatever it is you want to do, this is where performance starts. And it starts here not because the horse ends up traveling in a nice soft round frame. That's a bonus, that's for sure. This is about relaxation. This is about safety. For me, give to the bit, getting the horse to travel in a nice soft frame is all about safety and relaxation. And that's a starting point for you to teach your horse. That's not the end of it. That's where you start. But to start to teach something else more advanced, like flying changes, before you've got relaxation is a mistake. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. Now, this doesn't take a long time to teach. This is actually a very quick lesson. It's also something you continue to work on. So what you'll find is once you do the give to the bit module, then you'll go on to shoulder control. That's the next thing to do. And your horse, might already know how to move its hips to the fence for mounting. It's already been saddled. Let's say you then move on to long reining. You're going to need that give to the bit to do long reining, because in long reining, again, we're teaching the horse to travel and frame in a nice, soft, round outline. But first of all, the horse needs to be relaxed. And first of all, the horse needs to understand the bridle and contact and how to give to pressure. So that, when you do get to long reining and you're working on, let's say you're working on your canter transitions, then, this is great. It's a great place to do it.
Here we have
ropes, noise. It's a fabulous place to get those canter transitions with the young horse. This horse is not yet started under saddle. And that is the frame I expect him to travel in when I first ride. That's because he's learned the give to the bit work. It's because he's relaxed and he's moving forward and he's traveling in a nice soft frame and he's in my bubble of communication. So these are all really good lessons that will build a very strong foundation with your horse. So once you move on from the long reining and short reining, then, we start on the lateral work, which is the hindquarter control. And a lot of people never get there. A lot of people do ride around on the nose of the horse, which means they point the nose in one direction and they sort of cross their fingers and hope that the horse follows the nose. Now, with this system, you're not going to do that. You're going to start with give to the bit. And then the first thing we do is shoulder control. So we take control of the shoulders and we move the shoulders and we use the horse, the bridle, a bit like a puppet. And so we teach shoulder control from the rein. We then, after we've got the horse moving through all the paces and relaxed and in a nice soft frame, we then take independent control of the hindquarters. I also do this off the rein, mostly because horses really don't like leg aids. I use both legs go forward. I only use one leg for the lateral work. So when I first start to teach the horse to half pass or side pass, I'll use one leg. But before that, it's always two legs together, go forward. And I teach the horse to go forward from a touch. I don't want to have to squeeze the horse. I don't want to have to pick the horse up by wrapping my legs around him. I don't want to have to kick the horse. Horses prefer rein aids. You won't get the swishing tails or anything like that. And that's why I teach hindquarter control off the rein. And it also gives you a very light horse. So once you've got your hindquarter control, of course, you've now got a nice, relaxed horse that's working in the engagement zone, in your bubble of communication. And you've got transitions, walk, trot, and canter. And you've got independent shoulder and hindquarter control. And that's fabulous. It's a fabulous foundation. So we then go into extra stuff like habituation to novel objects. Now, this is where we teach the horse to carry things around. So I call it the recycling lesson because I put all the recycling on the horse. And we don't just put it on the horse and let the horse go. This is a really systematically habituating the horse to these objects. And that's a really important way of doing it because the last thing we want to do is frighten the horse. So then from there, we have all these other things which are really useful. Now, the round pen, I don't teach the round pen a lot other than within the online training. And I only teach it there because I'm very careful about explaining how to use it. The round pen is quite difficult to use in that it's quite difficult not to chase the horse. So that's given great detail and explanation within the training. Trailer loading, again, is something people have a lot of trouble with. So you'll find in here there's a lot of work on trailer loading. So there's a full-length training lesson there. And then we watch these various horses learning how to step on and off the trailer. There's a special video on most common problems, which are the same. And we've got 3 videos. One horse, which is the first time he's been on. The second one has a habit of rearing up and running off backwards. And the third one is a remedial loader who has some really serious loading problems. And we look into all of those there. So finally, we look at stops and stop and back up. So I have a special module on canter, because people do have trouble with the canter. They have trouble getting the horse into canter, have trouble picking up the correct leads, horses that rush into canter and horses that fall out of canter, and all those things are talked about within that module. The off-the-track horses, again, are a bit special. So we walk you through how to really teach those off-the-track horses and how to make allowances and exceptions for the problems that they have, which are particular to ex-race horses. The links and resources section you'll find very useful, particularly some little videos here about learning theory. So I do talk a lot about negative and positive reinforcement, and so these are just simply explained for you here. There's just some resources for you. The other thing I want you to note is that on every page of my website, there's a little button here at the bottom, and you can ask me anything at all. So just click that little button and I'm right there. So whether you're a member, if you're already a member, of course you can comment and you've got email access to me all the time. But if you have a question about the membership or about anything within the membership, then do just ask me there. Also on the main page, if you go down to the bottom, if you're interested in knowing exactly what the lessons are currently, now remember that they're always being added to, but currently you can actually download a current lesson list. So there you'll see the hundreds of videos that are in there and how each one progresses from the one before. Anyway, I do hope that's given you a good overview. I do hope it's also convinced you to come and join me, because I spend most of my day chatting with members on the email and within the site about their horses and how they're going. So there is a lot of access to me once you're in, and I look forward to seeing you there. Bye now. I'll see you tomorrow, of course.